All right, guys, crazy night tonight. It's well after my regular business hours, 7 o'clock in the evening, and what I have to do tonight to meet some objectives tomorrow. Got some 3D print objectives tomorrow. I got to print some stuff for some students. This spot right here used to be occupied by my Bambu Carbon X1. I sent that up to the summit. And right back here, we've got a Bambu H2D that we have to put in its place. Okay, so what we ended up buying was the Bambu H2D without the laser, without the cutter. I figured if I needed a laser or a cutter, I could do that independently with another machine that actually works a little better than this. So far I haven't needed a laser or a cutter, but this is what we went with. It's something like 2,200 bucks. I got a whole box of PVA to go with it for the interface layer when you're doing supports. So we're gonna put this on the shelf and we're gonna go ahead and unbox this and see how it goes. Okay, so interestingly, these little handles here on the bottom actually hold the box together. Of course, it has these bands. Once we cut those, you have to release these guys, and all you do is take the center, stick your finger in the slot here, and pull out, and then this thing will collapse down and come out. So these guys hold this whole thing together, just like that. Okay, so here we are, the box cover's off. I don't know, this is my first time doing this, obviously. I got a little packet of quick start guide, so we're going to use that to get this thing fired up, but it should be just like my my Carbon X1. And let's see, these guys come out, and this cover lifts off. Accessory box in here. Don't know what's in here. Okay, this looks like something, I don't know, something for a spool to go on. Filament swatches, I don't know what this is. There's a toolbox, this is good. And some things, I don't know what this is. All right. So there's our accessory box. Under that we've got a protective pad. Everybody who knows Bambu Lab stuff knows that this is always packaged really, really well. It looks like caution tape down here holds this together. So we'll undo that, probably both sides. Yep. Lift this guy off. And then, just like my Carbon X1, I believe this is a bag that we could lift out of this bottom box here, at the bottom of the box. Yeah. Okay, all taped together. Maybe not. This thing's going to be quite a bit heavier than the Carbon X1. So what I'm going to do is just close it. And here we got, here's our instructions right here. 2 or more people are needed to carry the printer due to its heavy weight. Okay, so we got it up on the table here, and just need to peel off all this tape and sort of get this thing opened up. The AMS is inside if it's anything like the Carbon X1, so let's get this thing opened. It's got all this strapping tape on here, so just go ahead and free all that. We'll access the top and then get some access to the door. But this is the glass right here itself, so we got to be careful with this. Let's just peel this off and rip the tape with it. You can see our glass is in here. We'll kind of set that aside for now. And here we see, dive down in there, look at that. So there's the AMS right there. Here's the print head right here. There's the AMS right there. So we've got all kinds of foam packaging right here we got to get rid of, and there's a box in there. So yeah, let's do that right now. Okay, here we are. Let's get this, whatever this is, huh? Get rid of that. Oh, it's just filler to take up the space. So that's got to go away. And then, yeah, we might have to get some instructions here on what they want to happen. But I see some things that got to come out. So here we go. We're going to read up on this and get back to it. Okay, so the instructions say basically we need to use the Allen key, 2mm, and remove all these red screws right here. Take these guys out, and the AMS should come out. Oh, okay. So here's the toolbox. Small Allen key and a big one. The small one just sort of fell out, I guess. We need this big one, 2mm. So this is what we have to use to take all these red screws out. And they even have a directional arrow, but we all know counterclockwise traditionally. All right, so I got the 4 red ones in the corner out from accessing the front door. And now what we need to do is take these guys out right here. I think this plastic structure right here is just for shipping. So once I get those 2 out, this thing should lift right out. All right, so once you get the screws out, it looks like all you got to do is just sort of twist these things and they just sort of come right out. And that should free the AMS because I got the bottom screws off. Let's see if this thing's loose. It sure is. So there's our AMS. Now there's tons of videos out there about the differences between this new H2D and all the other Bambu printers, but this is the AMS 2 Pro, and I think there's a heater in here, a bunch of other improvements. You know, the tubes are accessible, etc. But the new updated AMS 2 Pro. Okay, we got the main blocks that support the AMS. We got those out, and now I'm working on this. This little bracket right here looks like it sort of retains the build plate. But here's what I'm going through. The screws are way down there. I'm using the wrench that's provided, but of course you can only turn it about a half a turn at a shot. You got to dig around in there, find the head of the screw. This is a little rough. It's not insurmountable, but it's a little bit of a pain in the rear. I'm onto this next screw, and there it is. They're tight initially, and then they get a little easier as they go. So it's just a plastic screw. It's a metal screw screwing into plastic is what it is. Oh, this one, now that we've got the other one loose, is a little better. You can just sort of spin it around. That first one was rough though. All right, that's out. There's what it is. Okay, so we got most of it out, but there's still some little red arrows right down here in the corner. So we have to take these guys out, one on each side. I don't see that there's one on the back ball or back ball screw back there. So just over here. Again, this wrench isn't ideal, but it does sort of kind of work. So now it's time. We got all the zip ties cut. We got the 2 screws in the corner loose. We can't get the little plastic things out. I didn't bother to read the instructions, of course. I know you don't take the foam out until after you get the print bed up. Now we got to get this foam right here out and this foam block over here that I was prying on. But now that we got the zip ties out, all you do is just slide the print head forward and this foam block just comes right out, pretty nice. And then of course this guy just comes out just like that. Okay, so we got all the screws again, we got the zip ties cut, we got the foam out, all the little green tape things off. There was only 2 in there, but now it's telling us to go ahead and put the lid on this guy. So here's the glass lid that we took off earlier, just like that. There we go. And then of course the AMS will sit right up here. Okay, inside the AMS, looks like there's a whole bunch of stuff that's got to come out. Again, more foam protectant for the shipping. It's got to come out. And here's a bag. It looks like it's got our hose that connects the material from the AMS down to the printer back over here. So we got to get all this stuff out. Looks like there's a little bit of desiccant bags back here, kind of cool, but what we like to do is print those fancy little desiccant containers and drop them in there. I don't know if they're out there yet for this thing. I'm sure they are. We'll probably download those and print them at some point, but we got to get this bag out and go from there. Okay, right here, what was in that bag was the main power cord. This is the power and comm adapter for the AMS. And then of course tubes, you know, for hooking up for our filament to go through. So okay, so the difference between the Carbon X1 and this guy is that we got 2 hot ends. And as I read the instructions, it says basically that the right hot end gets fed with multicolors if we plug it in there. And they want you to shove this thing in the back by 10 centimeters, and you should be able to see the tube through this tiny little hole right here as I feed it in. So I feed it into the back connector, the top one, so that the right hot end is multicolored. And as we look right here, you should see the tube appear. There it is. Okay, as we're on the back side of the unit, we're getting the AMS plugged in. You can use either port, of course, just like all the others. Just plug that guy in. It's got kind of a locking feature to it. We've already shoved this guy in 10 centimeters, and now we're going to go ahead and feed that in to the AMS until it stops. Should be good. Looks like we got a little tape here. Please remove before use. So we'll get that guy off. That looks like access to the ventilation. Some louvers there that'll open up. And we got a little box right here. Got to plug my power in here, and then we'll put it on that shelf. Okay, so in that little bag that was taped down here is the safety key. Apparently, this is necessary for this thing to work. So what you got to do is just shove it right in this hole right here. Looks like it's just a jumper, 2 pins. So we'll shove that in, and there we go. Power is here. I've got the cord ready to go in the shelf unit, but up here in the AMS, we've also got to remove the tape and the outer packaging of the desiccant bags. I don't know if we have to have the build plate in for the next steps, but we took it out earlier, and I was actually amazed at the difference between what's provided with the Carbon X1 and this thing. You know, PLA, ABS, and PET-G hot surface, both same, both sides. But this thing is nice textured. It feels way nicer than the, almost feels entirely metallic, whereas the Carbon used a decal with some sort of plastic surface. This is really nice. Goes in a little better than the Carbon X1 as well. Okay, we'll go ahead and shut the door and give it some power. I've got mine hooked up to this power conditioner. It's a battery backup unit. It's quite expensive, but anything to protect our investment. So power switch is back here, and on we go. See our AMS flashing. Obviously we've got some power here. And the lights, all right. And sound. All right, now we're just going to go through the menu and do the startup according to the instructions. All right, we got the printer all set up, and the first print we're going to do off this dude is the spool, because I got a bunch of material and a lot of it does not have spools. So I sent my extra spools up with the other printer, so well, we're going to make some more of these spools. Just getting started. Very easy setup, just like all the Bambu products. Okay, we're right back at it now. This is several hours later. This thing's already shut down. All the lights are off. We got our spool, first part and second part. So we'll just open this guy up. I'm super impressed with this bed. Back on the Carbon X1, I never replaced the bed. I just used the same one that it came with, and like, this thing, everything just peels right off. I'll throw this away. Everything just peels right off, and sometimes these things just are loose. As they cool, you know, they contract a little bit and just pop free. The surface finish, top notch, really, really amazing. You know, I don't know, but I think this H2D prints nicer, significantly nicer than my Carbon X1. So anyways, 2 hour and 30-minute print. Perfect. Away we go. We can see I have no internet over here, and I'm working at fixing that, but that's what this is. My Wi-Fi just is terrible slow. So the guys are working on that, but yeah, anyway, I've got the I'm gonna order the other AMS unit, the dryer box, the super high temp dryer box thing they offer, and I'm gonna run that into the other extruder. So then I'll take advantage of having the dual nozzles. So that's kind of my plan for that. Anyway, everything works really good. All right, so we got prints off. I've actually printed a ton of stuff on this thing already. I did the benchy. The benchy turned out pretty amazing, actually. And we just did the spools, and I printed an entire instrument for some interns we have right now. This thing just rocks. It's had no failed prints. It's quieter than the Carbon X1. It's not as fast, I don't think, as far as this benchy goes, but it's still damn fast. It's impressive, and the print quality is really, really good. Yeah, I like it. I think it fits the bill. It's exactly what I wanted and needed. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and get that warmer box thing, that other AMS unit, basically. Going to hook that in and just wait for updates for this thing. Finer nozzles, you know, all that kind of stuff, and we'll buy a bunch of parts for it and trick it out. So anyway, love it. Love the H2D so far. I've kept all the boxes. They're kind of right back behind that chair right there. So I've got all the boxes just in case we have to send this thing back, but shouldn't be any reason why we need to do that. Love it, love it. I love the screen, the changes we've made to that, at least the changes Bambu Labs has made to that. The interface on the computer, the slicer is pretty much the same. Works really well. I like the colored light here on the front of the build platform. That kind of progresses along with how far you are into your build, which is pretty neat. Just at a glance, you can see how far completed you are. The fan units are amazing. Everybody's covered this ad nauseum. It's just my little review. I love it. I think it's amazing. I'd buy another one. So anyways, hope this helps. people make a choice, and I'll keep posting videos. Stay tuned, like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. And swag is coming. We're working on swag, so we'll see how far we get on that and when that's available. But stay tuned, and like I said, thanks for viewing, and more content coming.